Director General, Secretary General Ong Keng Yong, dear Director Generals, dear colleagues. Welcome to Singapore to the opening of the 41st ASEAN Standing Committee. Allow me first to thank the Philippines, from which Singapore takes over the chair. In the last 1 year, the Philippines has done a remarkable job shepherding all of us forward on ASEAN's journey. And we've made important progress in all fields. In the coming year, of course, we'll be celebrating the 40th anniversary of ASEAN, and we have some important milestones before us. The first is a charter, which happily is on its finishing stretch. We need one more meeting in Singapore before the ministers meet in New York at the sidelines of the UN General Assembly. I do not know whether a date has already been settled, but we're hoping that in early September, the foreign ministers can meet for half a day in Singapore to make some decisions. Then the finishing touches can be put to the charter in New York before it is signed by the leaders in November. The second task before us is community building, which involves the 3 pillars. I'm told that the blueprint to achieve the economic community by 2015 is mostly done. That's very important because it sets specific targets for our economic integration, which is the most important basis of an ASEAN community. But if the ASEAN community is only economic integration, I don't think we can go very far, because sooner or later there'll be times when divergence of national interests will pull us apart. So in addition to this, the leaders, when they were in Bali, agreed that for the ASEAN community to work, it must have all 3 pillars: the economic, the security, and the social cultural. And it's very important that even as we press forth on the economic pillar, that we also give full attention to the other 2 pillars. And unless the 3 pillars are strengthened simultaneously, sooner or later there'll be imbalances and cracks will appear. So that's the second big challenge before us. The third great task that we have to do is to address the current challenges that confront not only us in ASEAN, but in the wider region and the world. And for this year, our theme is energy, environmental protection, climate change, and sustainable development. Men living in harmony with nature, and men with men, so that in the course of development we do not undermine, destroy the very environment which enables us to thrive, to prosper. And whether it is the ASEAN agenda, the ASEAN Plus 3 agenda, the EAS agenda, the APEC agenda, the UN agenda, environmental protection and climate change, and sustainable development are all issues of the day. And how we expand energy, how we ensure energy security, are fundamental considerations which preoccupy every government today in the world. So we have our work cut out before us. We feel a heavy weight of responsibility on our shoulders in the chair, and we can't do this work without your help, without your full cooperation. And just as we work together, the Philippines and with other previous chairs, we look forward to working with you while we're in the chair, and also handing over to the Thais in a year's time, and ASEAN in good repair. At the heart of all this complicated ASEAN machinery is the ASEAN Standing Committee, which is all of you sitting around the table. It is like a an elaborate timepiece, many moving parts, but if you were to go right to the heart of it, there's a mechanism which rotates, keeps everything moving, and on time. And that's the ASEAN Standing Committee. That's the role that we play here. It is a very important role. Not noticed when it's working fine, but drawing all attention when it is not working fine. And it is with this important role in mind that we meet this morning to launch the 41st committee. This morning we're also unveiling the logo for this year's summit. And we've chosen the motif of rice. Rice because we eat it every day here, all of us, in all the 10 countries of ASEAN. Rice because many scientists believe that it originated here in Southeast Asia. It is, of all the food grains, of all the carbo sources, the one which per square kilometer can sustain a higher population than any other. It's also the least allergenic. So it is a wonderful miracle of nature and of human selection. And we are proud that it is so much a part of our lives, our social rhythms, our cultures here in Southeast Asia. And it is no wonder that the ASEAN logo, from the beginning, consisted of sheaves of paddy stalk bound together, 5 and 6 and 7, then now 10. And the social organization needed for the cultivation of rice in the Great Plains of mainland Asia, whether it is the Chao Phraya or the Mekong, the Yangtze, India, Java, Japan, it needed for its cultivation a high degree of social organization. It required for its multiple cultivation a year a certain organization of the annual cycle of social rituals. And it's impossible to understand Asian culture without somehow a reference back to the cultivation of rice. And so perhaps for this 40th anniversary of ASEAN, rice is a nice icon of what we are, of what we represent, deep in our essence. So thank you all for coming for this first meeting. I wish all of you, the Director Generals and Ong Kim Yong, the Secretary General, and all the officials, success in all your work, close cooperation, and a common unifying spirit. Thank you very much.